وَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيَكْفُرْ إِنَّا أَعْتَدْنَا لِلظَّالِمِينَ نَارًا إِنَّا خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ نُطْفَةٍ أَمْشَاجٍ نَبْتَلِيهِ Test. فَجَعَلْنَاهُ سَمِيعًا بَصِيرًا إِنَّا هَدَيْنَاهُ السَّبِيلَ إِمَّا شَاكِرًا وَإِمَّا كَفُورًا. So he can become thankful and he can become ungrateful. And that is the test. And both capabilities or both qualities are there in human nature. So then Imam Rahmatullahi alayh, he is actually referring to that razail or bad habits are there in the nature of human. Greed is there. Yes. Miserliness is there. Yes. Jealousy is there. Jealousy is there. Now, if greed would not have been there, they were unable to make their life. If bukhul and miserliness was not there, they were unable to save their property. If jealousy would not have been there, so no any progress or development or promotion would have been taking place. Because with competition, all these things are coming into existence. So now, these razail Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put in their nature, and He ordered them that turn them to khasail. These are razail, but turn them to khasail. And that what? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said in Hadith, Annasu ma'adin ka ma'adin az-zahabi wal-fidda khiyaruhum fil jahiliya khiyaruhum fil Islam iza faqahu. That human, they are just like mines, like the mines of gold and silver. Any gold which is of good quality in mine, so when you will bring it to goldsmith and he will purify it, so that will be of good value there in Artesia as well. And any gold which is a bad quality in the mine, you will bring it there to the goldsmith, so that will be a bad quality in the bazaar as well. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, human are just like the mines of gold and silver. Those who were good in the time of Jahiliyyah, they are good in Islam as a fakhuhu when they understood Islam. So we can see that from Sayyidina Umar raziyallahu ta'ala an. We can see that in shape of Khalid ibn Walid. We can see that in shape of Amr ibn al-As, Rizwanullahi alayhim ajma'in. How arch and enemy every one of them was of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. But how strong a general and leader and statesman these people were when they understood Islam. So anyhow, Imam Rahmatullahi alayh, Imam Rahmatullahi alayh, he said that actually humans are bound to polish these things and turn them to something good. So then Imam says that naturally human is looking for as-sa'adatul abadiyatul haqiqiyah. One chapter already 2-3 years before we discussed. 2 years before. As-sa'adatul haqiqiyatul abadiyah. That human by nature is looking for that good luck, which is a good luck forever, and that's a good word, a good luck in real sense. As-sa'adatul haqiqiyatul abadiyah. That's in human nature. And that's why every time, in every place, in every culture, the concept of God is there. Why they have accepted the concept of God or adopted? Because that's in their nature. Why they are trying to please that God? What the Hindus are doing, they are doing for what? To please God. What the Sikhs are doing, what they are doing? To please God. What the Buddhists are doing, they are doing for what? Yes, to please God. What the Zoroastrians are doing, to please God. The Jew and Christians are doing to please, because that in human nature, if the God is pleased with, so it means that you got into as-sa'adatul haqiqiyatul abadiyah. So Imam Rahmatullahi alayh, he says that now if somebody has wealth and at the same time he is bakhil and miser, very stingy, got it? So he will never get into that sa'adat haqiqi abadi. Got it? Because this being of wealth in his hand and ownership, and being of him a bakhil and miser, that's actually a hurdle and a hindrance between him and the sa'adat haqiqi abadi. Got it? So now, if he wants to break that hurdle and to throw away that hindrance, so he is bound to make himself used to spend his wealth for the good cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's why Allah said in Quran, لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ. You cannot approach the birr. And what is birr? The highest peak of knowledge. The highest peak of good. You cannot approach حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ till you spend what you love. So we love what? The wealth. What we love? Everybody, he is in love with wealth. If somebody says, I am not, he is telling lies. Yes. So everybody, yes, depend that how much and to what extent. But لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. So the most you will spend for the good cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are breaking that hurdle. You are breaking that hindrance. So Imam Rahmatullahi alayh, he says that now that infaq, that becomes a good thing for the person concerned. Got it? And that infaq and that spending is giving him rescue from torture. And if he does not do that, so that bad razila of him, that will become much more stronger. His bukhul, that will become much more stronger. Then a time will come, he will not be able to give a single penny even for the good cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it doesn't matter that don't leave anything in your pocket, whatever. No. As much as you can, spend. As much as you can, give it. So Imam Rahmatullahi alayh, he says that on the day of judgment, they will, are even in qabr, as that is narrated by Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim and other muhaddiseen as well, that yumassalu lahu shaja'an aqra'a. Yumassalu lahu shaja'an aqra'a. That his wealth he was showing miserliness with, it will become a black cobra, balded black cobra. And why he is balded? Because of the strength and power of his poison in his mouth. So that for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam use the word aqra. Aqra means the balded black cobra. Yes, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, tanhasuhu wa taqulu lahu ana maluka ana kanzuka. So that black cobra will be biting him in his grave, and with every bite he will say him, I'm your gold, I'm your silver, I'm your wealth, I'm your bank balance, I'm your property, I'm your plazas, I'm your shops, I'm your stores. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive and forbid. May Allah forgive and forbid. May Allah forgive and forbid. So anyhow, but Mawli Yusuf is on safe side because he spent $1 million. And also, Jamil is on safe side. He said sadaqah. Jamil, you lost it and you said sadaqah. It's ajiba sadaqah. You have never given $1 to Tariq Jan or to Daud Jan, that is sadaqah. But when you lost it, so he said the whole amount is sadaqah. Got it? And that what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَالَّذِينَ يَكْنِزُونَ الذَّهَبَ وَالْفِضَّةَ وَلَا يُنْفِقُونَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ فَبَشِّرْهُمْ بِعَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ. يوم يحمى عليها في نار جهنم فتكوى بها جباههم وجنوبهم وظهورهم هذا ما كنستم لأنفسكم فذوقوا ما كنتم تكنزون. So now after that, Imam Rahmatullahi alayh, tonight he says that وربما يكون العبد قد أحيط به وقضي بهلاكه في عالم المثال. Three years before, we have talked about this chapter of Alam al-Misal, Bāb mā jā'a fī Alam al-Misal, that everything physical in this world, it has a model there in Alam al-Misal upon the seven heavens. Upon the seven heaven, there is another word that's called Alam al-Misal, world of models. So every single particle in this world, it has a model there. And every action and deed which is taking place here, good or bad, it has a model there. Like our prayer, which is a good thing, the prayer has a model there in Alamul Misal. Got it? Theft of people who are committing theft or some other bad thing, it has a model there as well. And actually, what is the azab and what is the rahat in the hereafter? Actually, these models, that would be returned to you. وَأُتُوا بِهِ مُتَشَابِهًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, كُلَّمَا رُزِقُوا مِنْهَا مِنْ سَمَرَةِ الرِّزْقَ قَالُوا هَذَا الَّذِي رُزِقْنَا مِنْ قَبْلُ. Whenever they would be given, for example, an apple in Jannah, so they will say, هَذَا الَّذِي رُزِقْنَا مِنْ قَبْلُ. So one meaning, as I mentioned there, that this is the same type of apple we have been given yesterday. Yes? وَأُتُوا بِهِ مُتَشَابِهًا. That would be brought to them, yes, similar, all alike. But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, every single individual apple or every single individual orange, it will have its own taste. It will have its own taste. Only shape will be the same one. Taste will be totally different. Got it? Another meaning, which is by Imam Waliullah rahmatullahi alayh, he says, كُلَّمَا رُزِقُوا مِنْهَا مِنْ سَمَرَةِ الرِّزْقَ قَالُوا هَذَا الَّذِي رُزِقْ هَذَا جَزَاءُ الْعَمَلِ الَّذِي وُفِّقْنَا مِنْ قَبْلُهُ. Because we would be shown the reward of every good deed in Jannah. And same will be the case in Jahannam. For those who will go to Jahannam, we are not going there. So, anybody who wants to go there? Yes, raise your hand. Yes. What is if you want to visit that area? Okay. So anyhow, so in Jannah, we would be shown, for example, like you are going to a restaurant. So they brought you what? The menu. And then you check. There in Jannah, we would be given a menu that what will be the shape of the reward of Salat Fajr? And what will be the shape of the reward of our fasting? What will be the shape of reward of our sadaqah? What will be the shape and reward of another khidmat khalq, whatever good you did? Got it? So that will be printed or imprinted in your brain. And later on, whenever you would be brought with an apple, you will find out that this apple is the reward of prayer or this is the reward of our class when we were sitting there. Because every main reward will be having the shape of that amal which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has accepted. كُلَّمَا رُزِقُوا مِنْهَا مِنْ سَمَرَةِ الرِّزْقَ قَالُوا هَذَا الَّذِي رُزِقْنَا مِنْ قَبْلُ وَأُتُوا بِهِ مُتَشَابِهًا. So anyhow, Imam Rahmatullahi alayhi says that وَرُبَّمَا يَكُونُ الْعَبْدُ قَدْ أُحِيطَ بِهِ وَقُضِيَ بِهَلَاكِهِ فِي عَالَمِ الْمِثَالِ. Look at me. We mentioned this issue before in one chapter. That Imam Rahmatullahi alayhi says that sometime from Alamul Misal, an afat or calamity is falling down on a guy or on a nation, on an individual or on a nation. But then at the same time, when it is coming down, either the dua and tazarru and cry of the guy concerned or of some other people in his favor. So that dua, it start climbing towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that calamity is coming to befall that guy So that dua or sadaqah or charity or whatever good deed he has done or somebody else has done for himself. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, فَيُعَالِجُهُ. So it get involved with that calamity. That no. So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he turns it away from that guy, from that nation. Got it? So Imam Rahmatullahi alayhi says, فَانْدَفَعَ إِلَى بَذْلِ أَمْوَالٍ خَطِيرَةٍ. So that guy, إِنْدَفَعَ إِقَامَ وَانْبَعَثَ. He stood up. إِلَى بَذْلِ أَمْوَالٍ خَطِيرَةٍ. That to spend lot of amwal for the good cause of Allah. وَتَزَرَّعَ إِلَى اللَّهِ هُوَ. He cried to Allah. وَنَاسٌ مِّنَ الْمَرْحُومِينَ. And some other people who had the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَمَحَا هَلَاكَهُ بِنَفْسِهِ بِإِهْلَاكِ مَالِهِ. So whatever calamity was befalling him and he was going to get destroyed. He was going to get destroyed. So now this dua of him or this charity of him or the dua of other people for him. فَمَحَا هَلَاكَهُ بِنَفْسِهِ بِإِهْلَاكِ مَالِهِ. With the spending of his mal, he stopped that, and that's what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, and that's the meaning of hadith. لَا يَرُدُّ الْقَضَاءَ إِلَّا الدُّعَاء. That qaza and taqdeer could not be turned back, but only with dua. Got it? وَلَا يَزِيدُ فِي الْعُمْرِ إِلَّا الْبِرِّ. And nothing can increase your life but only a good deed. So that is the meaning, that something is decided and decreed there in Alamul Misal. But in Hashiyah or in footnote, that is also that if dua is coming up from that guy or in his favor, any dua is coming from other good guys towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that dua will get involved with this calamity, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he will remove that calamity. And therefore Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, wa sallallahu ta'ala ala khairi khalqi Muhammadin wa alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in bi rahmatihi ya rahmar rahim. Ya Allah.